One belongs in your home. They are the same.
The answer begins where the fruit harvest ends. In banana country, every harvest leaves a second. Refining opens and conditions fibers. The pulp is equalized for consistency before This is where hand feel, absorbency, and runnability. This quiet products can carry. This is the softest kind of rebellion. Something ordinary is about to become unforgettable.
One came from the field, one belongs in your home. They are the same story.
Not from forests, from what farms leave behind. Strength, absorbency, softness, without the tree. A thin sheet can carry a massive shift. The future will not announce itself loudly. It will feel familiar. Every pattern hides a manufacturing decision, preparing the audience for the idea that softness is not accidental, but carefully engineered. Cleaner comfort begins with cleaner sourcing. So what is this really made from? The answer begins where the fruit harvest ends. In banana country, every harvest leaves a second crop behind. Once the fruit is taken, the pseudostem has usually done its job. For most farms, this becomes waste. Inside the water-heavy stem is cellulose, waiting to be freed. The journey begins with sorting what the field no longer needs. From plantation rows, the stems move toward collection, giving the raw material its first sense of supply chain movement and commercial direction. What would rot in the open is now cargo. At the factory, waste becomes inventory. Only the cleanest, healthiest fiber moves forward, establishing that quality control begins before chemistry, before machinery, and before pulping even starts. The stems are reduced to a size the process can control. Tough outer sheaths are removed to expose cleaner fiber zones, showing that the process is not just about brute force, but also careful material. Uniform feed means a more predictable pulp. Machines now tease fiber away from the watery plant mass. Washing clears soil, sap, and field residue before cooking. Excess water leaves so the chemistry can work efficiently. Now the fibers enter the stage that unlocks paper. A carefully measured alkaline charge helps loosen lignin from cellulose. Once sealed, the real conversion begins. Heat and pressure break the stem down into a pulpable mass.
What entered as stem leaves as pulp.
Cooked fibers are washed so the usable cellulose can move on. Screens refine the pulp by rejecting what softness cannot tolerate, making an invisible quality parameter visible through the choreography of screening and separation. Refining opens and conditions fibers so they bond better later. The pulp is equalized for consistency before whitening. For a white household finish, brightness must be carefully built. Here, the future finally turns white. This is where hand feel, absorbency, and runnability are tuned together. The paper machine needs the stock at exactly the right consistency, making precision feel like a prerequisite for the birth of the tissue sheet rather than a secondary adjustment. Liquid fiber becomes a paper web in a fraction of a second, letting the viewer witness one of the most important transformations in the whole manufacturing story. Gravity, vacuum, and speed begin turning pulp into tissue. Vacuum removes more water without crushing softness, turning invisible engineering into a visual explanation of how the product begins to gain usable. Now the young sheet is supported for the drying phase. Heat drives out the remaining moisture. Creeping gives tissue its signature softness and bulk. The sheet is now strong enough to fly. One giant reel holds the future of thousands of rolls. Before the household roll, there is the hidden backbone, the core. Embossing adds loft, grip, and that familiar visual signature, making the design of comfort visible through a focused manufacturing detail. Multiple plies create comfort without sacrificing strength, helping the viewer to understand that luxury and performance are built by layer. Convenience is engineered line by line. Now the tissue becomes the familiar roll form. One long log will become many household rolls. This is the moment scale, becomes individual comfort. Uniform shape matters because quality is felt immediately in use. Loose rolls become a finished retail set, marking the point where the product leaves industrial individuality and becomes a clear shelf-ready package for everyday households. The same white web now branches into toilet tissue and facial tissue. For facial tissues, the magic is in the fold. Each stack is timed, so the next sheet lifts the next one. Now softness takes its second form. Two products, one fiber story. Performance has to match the promise. Strength where needed, breakdown where expected. Clean edges mean cleaner converting, turning a subtle finishing detail into proof that the factory process has been controlled from raw stem to final household product. The last touch in the factory is protection. The revolution is now ready to leave the line. From discarded stems to full-scale output. What began in mud now waits in perfect order. The story leaves the factory and heads into everyday life. It looks familiar. Its origin is not. This is where industrial change becomes private comfort. quiet products can carry loud environmental meaning. And it all goes back to the field that once called it waste.
Not a tree felled for this softness.
From banana stem to everyday essential, this is how a small role can spare a forest-sized future.
Every frame in this video has been transformed through a multi-stage editing process. From the GIF conceptualization to VO3 generation, human creativity leads every step. This channel is dedicated to original AI craftsmanship and follows all 2026 YouTube monetization rules.